Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. And this one's going to be on the movie Kansas City. This is from Arrow Films, and it's directed by Robert Altman. This movie follows Blondie, and she is doing whatever she can to get her husband Johnny back. Now, Johnny got caught stealing from this big crime boss named Seldom Seen, and he runs the Hey Hey Club. And now Johnny is kind of like held prisoner there, and they're deciding what they want to do with him. So Blondie decides to get desperate, and she's going to kidnap this woman named Caroline, who happens to be the wife of a influential politician, and she thinks that by kidnapping her she can get Caroline's husband to pull some strings, being that he's up to get her Johnny back. Movie came out in 1995, and Blondie is Jennifer Jason-Leigh, and she plays a pretty good part, I gotta say. The accent kind of gets to you a little bit, like it's like that 1930s talking, and she's like kind of the only one that kind of it's forceful with, and everybody else is kind of normal. There's slang here and there, but she's the one who talks like this all the time. You know, like it's just, it kind of gets to you. But yeah, she played a good character. You kind of like, I wouldn't say you relate to her, but you know, you kind of understand why she's doing everything, because Johnny means the world to her. In fact, she says it so many friggin' times in the movie, Johnny, Johnny, Johnny. It's like you kind of get sick of hearing about Johnny. And Johnny, he's kind of like this very low level wannabe gangster, and he decides, like I said, to rob from this this Hey Hey Club owner's friend, and you know, he just robbed from the wrong person, and he got caught really quickly and very stupidly. And supposedly Johnny's doing it for, you know, his wife. You know, they need money. It's the, you know, the times, and this is all set in 1930s Kansas, in Kansas City in the 1930s, and it's basically influenced from the director's childhood and the music and everything. And it's, you know, it's a jazz club, it's a jazz town, and that there's, you know, because of the times, there's a lot of things being said that, you know, it's not PC at all. It wasn't really even back then. I think people just not they expected it, but like they, or not even tolerate it, but they just didn't care back then. They just said it. And then it's stuff thrown back the other, you know, the other way too. So it's kind of like evened out in a way. But you know, it was a decent watch, I gotta say. I like gangster type of movies, especially in the 1930s. It just seems like back then it's like anything can happen. You piss somebody off, you're gonna get shot. You know, especially in this town. And the cool thing was, throughout the movie in this club, the band like was constantly playing. No matter what time of day it was, there was this band playing. And I thought, my God, don't they ever go to sleep? You know, don't they ever stop? But it was like no matter what time of day it was, this band was playing. And the cool thing was that it's actually them playing live during the movie, and they have like that's like recorded from, it's an actual band that was doing this. And you know, I'm not into jazz music, you know, not at all. But I really do appreciate the musical talents that a lot of jazz musicians have. Like, you know, it's just incredible. Like, I play guitar, and I doubt I could play like any of them. You know, I like it to a point. There's certain kinds of jazz that I don't like, but I didn't really mind any of it in this movie. And it was just cool to find out that that was, you know, they actually were recording it while they were playing, so that was pretty cool too. But the nightclub owner, from the Hey Hey Club, the club owner, his name is Seldom Seen. Seldom Seen. And he's played by Harry Belafonte. And he has a real voice like this, like he sounds like, it's like it hurts him to talk. So you got to really kind of pay attention. You know, I did watch with the captions and everything, and all that was good. But like, you really had to listen to what he was trying to say. If you didn't have captions, it might be a little tough to hear him or kind of understand him. But he played such a cool, like, owner of this and gangster. Like, he played it like cool as a cucumber, as they say. He, like, you didn't know what was going on in his head. You didn't know exactly how to take him sometimes, and yet there were times, well, what he said, it's like he even said it very calmly, and it was like, you know, holy shit. Like, he never really yells, and he just like he just like laughs about things like nothing bothered him. Very cool character, to be honest. And the woman that Blondie ends up kidnapping is Miranda Richardson, and Miranda Richardson is this, like I said, she's a socialite and everything, politician, wife and everything, and she's kind of like just inside all day, and does what she does her thing, but she kind of looks down on every people less fortunate than her, and she was going to get this like manicure there, and that's how she got kidnapped, because Blondie's sister Babe usually comes in and does it for her. So, and here this Miranda is actually, or, I'm sorry, not Miranda, Caroline, Carolyn, is addicted to. They don't call it that. Well, they do it in the movie. It's opium. She's addicted to opium, but at the time, whatever this little jar was actually legal, and you could like buy it, over the counter, like no problem. And she was like addicted to that, and that's what Babe was bringing her. So she wanted Blondie to give it to her and everything, and that was kind of like keeping her docile throughout the whole movie. She's like very high the whole time and sluggish and everything, and you know she played a good part too. She kind of got on my nerves. She's another one that you don't really know what she's thinking, what's going on in her head. You have no idea. She's very like airheaded in a way, but she actually has some stuff going on up there. And the ending of the movie, it wasn't bad. It was okay. It was kind of unexpected. I thought things were going to go a whole different way. I thought there was going to be new friendships, and that didn't happen. But the movie is 116 minutes long. I think it flows pretty well, to be honest. I saw that it was that 100, over an hour and a half, 2 hours long or whatever, and it almost 2 hours, and it went by pretty quick. I gotta say, like it kept your attention enough. Plus the times back then, it looked really legit. Like I don't know exactly. I've just seen pictures, but and old films and stuff. But I'd say they did a really, really great job of pulling off the 1930s. Like, watching the movie, you believed it was the 1930s, even though that's Jennifer Jason-Leigh, and everybody else in the movie. Steve Buscemi has a little scene in this, a little part in this movie, which was always awesome to see Steve Buscemi. But yeah, you really believed it. At least I did, that it was the 1930s. So I gotta say, congrats for that. It looked amazing, and the picture looked really good too. There's also interviews on here with them, and they didn't clean that up. It's like from back in 1995, and you could tell the quality on this compared to that is like night and day. Like, you could tell this is really cleaned up, really nice, and it looks really good and sounds good. And like I said, though, in Seldom Seen, that name, when he talks, you kind of have to pay attention if you don't have captions on, because of his scratchy voice. But that's all I'm gonna say right now. So I'll show you the inside. And here you have newly commissioned artwork by Jennifer Dionisio. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I like that. I like the the artistic, almost like a comic book in a way, graphic novel kind of thing. And then you got Kansas City on the spine there, and then you got a reversible cover here, there, and that's pretty cool too. I like that. That looks very 1930s-ish kind of poster. And then you got on the spine, it's the same, pretty much the same font, just different colors, which is cool. Honestly, I think either one is good. I do really like the newer artwork the best, I think, though. And there's all the special edition contents. If you want to pause it now and check them out, you can. And here you have a Blu-ray, and it is Region A, and you also get a booklet. And like I said, here is the booklet, and there's the cover there, and all the usual stuff. they're seldom seen. You know, cast and crew, all that kind of stuff, old imagery, and that, you know, interviews and stuff about the transfer. And there's the back. The cool thing about this picture is actually it was hanging up in Blondie and Johnny's house, and it's black and white, and it's pretty cool looking, you know, authentic looking. So this is, you know, that image in the house in color. So yeah, I thought the movie was pretty decent. Would I watch it again? Somewhere down the line I probably would. Again, it's not one of those, oh, it was so good I have to watch it right away. You know, that's pretty rare, to be honest, anymore. But I mean, there are movies that I could watch every day of my life, but this not being one of them. But again, I still say it's pretty cool. I like the setting and I like the story. There's a lot going on, and it flows well and looks really good. And you know, if you don't like jazz music, like I don't like jazz music, I think you'll be okay, because this music in it sounded really cool, to be honest. It didn't bother me. There's really bad jazz music sounding, and then there's, like in this movie, where it sounded really cool. And you know, if you could appreciate the music and the instruments like I do, I think you'll be okay. But yeah, yeah, I'd say check this one out. I liked it, and that's from Arrow Academy, not Arrow Video USA. It's kind of the same, but not really. But anyway, yeah, so that's Kansas City, and that's it. That's all I'm going to say, except give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. If you're interested in purchasing this, I'll put a link below where you can go and pick that up. Also, I will put a trailer below, and like I always say, proceed with caution. There may be spoilers. Well, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye.